Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys enjoyed the race weekend. My god, what a race it was, right? I mean, okay, it wasn't the best of races, but I feel like just because I was getting a different winner helped us hype it up. So let me start with the race review and the tier list while I'm going through with it. So, where do I start with? Before anything, I have to go on to mention on Friday there was free practice. Wait, should I go on a chronological order, like say what happened, or do I just get right into driver ratings and say the story? Okay, no, I think I will start halfway and go to the driver ratings immediately. So, Friday, what happened was Alex Albon had a crash, he damaged his chassis, and then we also heard that Williams had no spare chassis and one driver would have to sit out. And later we got the tragic news that Logan Sargent would not be participating in the race, and he would be gifting his car to Alex Albon as a little birthday gift. Okay, no, I'm kidding, but they actually made that joke on the live broadcast. I can play a clip here.
Day to Alexander Albon. He's present. Logan Sargent's car.
It was pretty sad for Alex, but not Alex, for Logan. But I mean, it's Williams' fault, but also I understand that James Wells, the team principal, had taken this decision, and it was definitely one of the hardest decisions he had to take, because I mean, taking another driver's car, giving it your faster driver just because that might give you a 0.5% extra chance of scoring points is quite desperate and quite a harsh move, especially on the driver's morale. And there's actually a video of James Wells explaining himself. You can check it out on YouTube. It should be there. Maybe I will drop a link below. Watch it. He's actually a quite nice guy and he explained it very well. Okay, so now that we've covered up that, was there any other stories leading up to this? Oh yeah, Carlos Sainz had his appendix removed the previous race, so he was recovering from a surgery. And remember that, because then came Saturday's qualifying. On qualifying, what happened? So Max Verstappen went on pole as usual, and second place was none other than our appendix-less Carlos Sainz. And is that even a word, appendix-less? Okay, maybe I can coin this new word. So yeah, he took the second place, and third was Sergio Perez, then Lando Norris, and Charles was fifth. You know one thing? Charles started in the front row for I think 6 or 7. No wait, was it 7 or 8? Around 7 or 8 races in a row, he had been in the front row, which means he was either P1 or P2. The one race where he could have been P2 and taken lead of the championship, he didn't. So that does not matter. And then after that, on qualifying, George Russell was 7th, Oscar Piastri 6th, Yuki was 8th, and Yuki and Lance Stroll knocked out Hamilton from in Q2. And yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Mercedes is running test setups because, you know, they have a really good car, but it's very tricky. You like, say, for example, because I have tried experimenting with car setups. I'm not an expert by any chance. I only do like mild stuff on my simulator. So for example, you know, there's a thing called rake. Okay, let's not get into too advanced. What if I make the suspension on the front a bit softer, the ones in the rear a bit stiffer? That'll promote more roll in the front, make the rear more stiff. Hence, it can change the way the car behaves. So imagine a car likes it like that, and then you just change one slight thing and it just tips the balance a little bit. So Mercedes have been trying making dramatic setup changes to make the car go just that much faster, because I mean, it's not like a normal everyday car. It's like Formula 1 where like every millisecond matters. So they've been trying to squeeze out everything, and it's like someone actually told it's like having a blanket that is not large enough for the bed, and when you try to cover some part of your body, you end up exposing another. So you have to find the right balance between how much coverage you need to do, or you have to try to find the right balance and expand the blanket thereafter. So that is what Mercedes is trying to do. So they've been running crazy setups with Hamilton. He's been running like a guinea pig. Russell not so much, because he's like, okay, I'm fine with this, and Hamilton's like, okay, no, it was a little better there, maybe I can do this and get something better. At least this is what the report suggests. Okay, I'm done defending them. So then the rest of the field were as usual. I'll put the list of qualifying over here, and that is done. Now we move on to the race day. So the race day, what happened? Lap 1, the first lap, everyone lined up on the grid except Logan Sargent, because he had given his car to Alex Albon to race because Alex Albon crashed his car. So so Max Verstappen, I would put him in the B tier, because lap 1 we heard a message that we saw his car catch fire, like his brakes caught fire. He got off to a good start from P1, and then Carlos overtook him. And I was thinking, oh my god, Ferrari has pace. Maybe we can have a championship fight on our hands, just based on that little first lap thing. And then after that, Max came on to the basically the post-race interview. When Max came after the first lap, he left the car, his car caught fire, blah blah blah. And when he came and said that, oh no, it was like driving with the handbrake on, my heart just melted. I was like, oh no, okay, this is just delusion. I should not live in the Delulu land, but I will take a non-Red Bull win. So Max got out in lap 1, and then a couple of laps later, we heard a message from Hamilton saying, my engine cut off, I have no power. And then I was like, okay, what the hell, is he just complaining, one of like his usual complaints? But no, I saw the replay, it was genuinely him with no power. Like, I've never seen a car cut off power that immediate. It's like immediately. It's like someone just switched off the engine. I'm gonna slow down because I'm getting too excited and I'm talking too fast, okay? So, Lewis Hamilton just lost power. Okay, before that, Max Verstappen, I would put him in the upper B tier because I know he qualified best. I would have put him higher than that, but we know he's gonna get on the STA in every other race. So, I will put him in the upper B tier for now. And what else? Hamilton, I'll put him in the low B tier because who knows, maybe in the rest of the race he might have put some good moves. But no, he wasn't looking strong as well. He was looking like poop. But because his machinery let him down, we couldn't see his maximum potential for the race. Since he didn't even complete half the race distance, I would put him there. And okay, now George Russell. George Russell, I'm going to put him in D tier. But wait, let me explain myself. The crash with what happened, I understand that it was Fernando Alonso's, he did a bit of a naughty move on him, which was unsportsmanlike, but I also felt like, George should have reacted differently. But I mean, again, looking at the replay, I don't feel like he could have done much, but I don't know, I feel like George is the kind of person that cracks in intense, high pressure moments. So I would still put him in D tier because I have to put someone in the D tier. I don't have anyone else to put, so I would put George there. Does not mean he was horrible. He was just the worst of the day because of this. And next we move on to, Logan Sargent. I'm going to put him in the middle of the B tier. He gave his car to his teammate, didn't do anything bad. And I would put him above Alex Albon for that reason. And next is Ocon. Ocon, I know he had a long pit stop because there was something stuck in his rear brakes or something. But both Bottas and Zhou had horrible pit stops. And they were driving just toilet seats throughout they were like luminous green toilet seats. That's what they were driving throughout the weekend. And I don't know. I want to put him in the lower end. I will put him in the C tier because he wasn't as good as Bottas and Zhou. Speaking of them, Zhou, I would put him B because he was let down by his team. My god, why can't this team do a single good pit stop? Okay, they did one and they had to show that on replay because the pit stops have been constantly like 20-30 seconds long. And why can't the front wheel nut come off? It's always that same wheel. Okay, I should not get riled up. So yeah, I'll put him in B tier, Bottas, B tier above Zhou, because he finished better than him, but he was just let down by Sauber. We cannot see their proper potential, but for having a backmarker team doing this, respectable drive, so I'll put him there. And Gasly, I would put him in the higher B tier or mid B tier because he put the car where I did not belong, to be honest. And I mean, compared to his teammate, that is. But because of poor machinery, it's hard to judge him as well. Daniel Ricciardo, C tier, low C tier. I mean, Yuki just embarrassed him, and like the car had a possibility of scoring points. I mean, this will be the case with most of the drivers because the car they could have, because 3 of the top point scorers did not score, so that gives the chance for 3 other drivers to score points. And sadly, it was just Yuki, Magnussen, and Hülkenberg that capitalized on it. So well done to them. I'll get on to them soon. So now we get on to Alex Albon. Alex Albon, I'll put him in D tier because he should have scored points. Like, he should have, especially because of the pressure he had with Logan Sargent's car and stuff like that. Like, just because of that, he should have, but he finished 11th, and that makes me kind of sad. So yeah, I'll just put him here. It's not like he was a bad driver or anything, it's just factoring in the fact that they had a lot on his shoulder and he did not deliver was a bit weird. And then Hülkenberg, Magnussen, my bad. Magnussen, I'll put him into B tier because he was very aggressive with his defensing and attacking, but he did his job. He scored points for Haas, and yeah, got the best out of the 3 DNFs. And yeah, same with Hülkenberg. I mean, Haas is on a roll this year. What is that saying Mercedes had last year? Under promising and over deliver. I think that's what these guys are doing. So yeah, well done to them. And next we move on to Yuki Tsunoda. I put him in S tier. That's the largest qualifying gap between teammates, and he had a great race. He had a good pace. He didn't do anything too crazy. He did what he's supposed to do, played a team game, meant giving the team the maximum possible points. It was perfection from Yuki, and getting into Q3, putting that car where it did not belong. Yuki did amazing. I can't stress how much. So he gets onto the S tier. And now Lance Stroll, I'll put him in B tier because he didn't do anything stupid like he's usually known for, and he outqualified Alonso. I mean, Alonso had floor damage, it's true. And speaking of the devil, now we move on to Alonso. I'll put him in C tier because of the controversial move he pulled on George Russell. Like, the brake check on a corner where you're supposed to go flat out is very dangerous, and he did that. The reason I put George in the bottom was because he's an F1 driver. If he was just a normal, I don't know, F2 or F3 driver and he had the same crash, I wouldn't have posted it like this. But I don't know, it's a very, very fine line, and I decided to walk on the other way where I can bash George and bash Fernando, both of them. I could go on the other side and praise them both, but I chose to go here. So yeah, I mean, it's also poor qualifying from Alonso, and he damaged his flow and everything, so that's why I'm putting him there. And what about the next guy, Sergio Perez? I put him in high C tier. It is theoretically the fastest car on the grid. I know he had flow damage later on, but it's his fault, or he wouldn't have gotten the flow damage. So he should have at least been on the podium, but he wasn't, so that's why I'm putting him here. And wait, the Red Bull tire wear was crazy high. Like, I think they had the worst tire wear from the grid, which is weird. So now we move on to Oscar Piastri. Solid 8-year drive, did the best, played a good team game. And yeah, he had a little bit of a lockup and an incident where he lost like 4 seconds, but still he played well. He did what he had to do. Lando, 8-year, great drive, was almost flawless, and he didn't do anything too bad, was on the same pace as Charles. And speaking of Charles, I'll put him in 8 year as well, because he finished second, and he played a good team game too. And yeah, I mean, he let himself down in qualifying, otherwise I would have put him top 2S as well. And now the man, the myth, the legend, Carlos Sainz. I put him in S tier because after the surgery and fast recovery, he did a great job. Like any of us, if we had gone after surgery, we would have complained about stuff. But he did an amazing job, and my god, I still can't believe this guy does not have a seat yet. I hope someone signs him up really fast because he deserves a seat. So yeah, that wraps up my tier list and race review. So I will see you guys next week where I go with my predictions and a track preview on Suzuka. As well as I'm working on another video explaining about George Russell's crash in detail, like the physics behind it for people who do not know. So wait for that video, I might drop it down this weekend. So that's all I have then. I will talk to you guys later. See you, have a nice day. Bye.